Heidi, are you serious?
Cassia? You've got some nerve to be messaging me. What do you want?
Quit your whining, sis. This is important. I heard you're getting married to the nephew of the CEO of a major company. I heard he was chosen to take over when his uncle retires. Is this true?
Oh, so that's why you're messaging me. Well, it was bound to get out eventually, so I may as well just tell you. Yep, it's true.
How?
What do you mean, how? I'm an employee at his company. I work directly under his uncle, the CEO, so I guess that's how?
What?
His uncle introduced us when I moved up to my current department, and I guess we just started to like each other. How do you think these things work?
Anyway, when did you even start working for that company? They're world famous. How did you do it? You're a damn high school graduate and you're doing better than me? It's not fair. I was always the clever sister.
Wow, that's an interesting way of looking at the world. I see you haven't changed at all. I graduated university, you know.
Huh? You did?
Mom kicked me out as soon as I graduated high school, so I had no choice but to work, which I did, a lot. And eventually I was able to save up the money for my tuition fees. I ended up enrolling 2 years later than everyone else, but eventually I graduated with flying colors. I started looking for work with my new degree and got a job with the company I'm at now.
What? Not fair!
Okay, let me ask you, Cassia. Have you been working at all since you graduated university?
Excuse me, I don't have to work. I'm special. Someone like me shouldn't have to sacrifice their best years as some office monkey worker drone. I'm drop-dead gorgeous, so it's only a matter of time before I find myself a nice, rich, handsome man with enough money to provide me with the life I deserve. Unlike you, I don't have to resort to cheap tricks and desperate schemes to bag myself a man, because the man of my dreams is going to come calling any day now. Just you wait and see.
I have no idea what you mean by cheap tricks or desperate schemes, but the only reason I'm in my current position is because I worked, studied, and strove for a better life, and I did it all on my own with no one to rely on but myself.
Huh?
I don't need to be talked down to by some lousy deadbeat scrounger, who, despite being fortunate enough to have had all her tuition fees paid for, still somehow manages not to have found a job despite having graduated years ago.
How dare you speak to me like that? You're pathetic good-for-nothing, and me, mom, or dad never loved you.
It just goes to show that even a pathetic good-for-nothing can realize their dreams if they work hard enough and never give up. I'm living proof of that.
Ugh, you make me sick.
Bye, Cassia.
Heidi, I need to talk to you. Reply to me at once.
Let me guess. Mom? It's been a while. Hey, what's been going on these last few days? Cassia won't stop messaging me all of a sudden despite the fact we haven't spoken in years, and now you?
That's what I want to discuss with you. I hear you've been bragging to your lovely little sister about your new life, which you obviously achieved entirely by chance, and won't listen to a word she has to say. You always were the runt of the litter.
I achieved this by chance, did I? Think what you like, Mom, I don't care. Anyway, since it's her, I know that whatever she says would only disgust me, so why bother listening? There's another thing I've been wondering too. Didn't you both have me blocked before?
We had no choice but to unblock you due to some new developments which unfortunately meant we had to get back in touch with you. You would know this if you hadn't interrupted Kazuya halfway through her explanation, and I wouldn't be having to explain to you now.
So that's why you messaged me instead.
That's right.
Okay, ready when you are. Make sure to keep it short.
When's the wedding?
Huh? I hate to break this to you, Mom, but you're not invited. In fact, none of you are.
Excuse me?
I already explained everything to my fiancé and his parents. They've been very understanding about the whole thing.
How amusing. Don't tell me you actually think you're going to be the bride.
What? I'm at my own wedding? Yes, actually, I did plan on being the bride at my own wedding. Is that not obvious?
It most certainly is not. There's only one young lady in this family suitable to marry a future CEO. And that's your lovely, adorable little sister, Kazuya.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I understand. What?
The groom's name was Michael, wasn't it? Or Mike? He may think he's marrying you right now, but he's sure to fall in love with Kazuya the moment he sees her. He'll change his mind, there's no doubt about it. It's already decided. You're to be substituted for your sister, and she'll marry him instead.
What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? There's no way that's gonna happen.
Oh, yes, it is. You'll see before long, your arrogance will be your downfall, young lady. There's nothing my Kazuya can't do when she puts her mind to it.
Let's just rewind a little here. Do you even know Mike? Have you met him?
No.
Oh, that makes this weird fantasy of yours even more hilarious.
The only one fantasizing here is you. Do you actually think you, an unlovable, worthless, good-for-nothing, are actually worthy of marrying a future CEO? You need to get your head checked out if so. I suggest you cease and desist with these foolish fantasies at once and accept your place in the world as the bottom dweller you really are. How about you find yourself a nice homeless man to marry instead?
You're so sweet and charming, Mom. You have no idea how lucky I feel to have such loving parents.
Don't you dare get sarcastic with me, young lady. Anyway, all you need to know is that your sister will be substituted as the bride in your place on your wedding day. Make sure you let Mike know what's going on beforehand.
You're insane.
And you're an idiot if you think there is anything you can do to stop this. I'll tell you what, I'll prepare a message to pass on, since you're probably too dumb to do it yourself. Mike, I think my little sister Kazuya would make a far more suitable bride than me. I have thus decided to get out of your way and leave the two of you in peace forever. Please make Kazuya happy. How's that? You have no excuse not to tell him now I've prepared you a message. Aren't I kind?
That's not the reason I won't be telling him.
Shut up. Did I ask for your input? No, I didn't. Your attitude is despicable, young lady. Mark my words. If you do anything to jeopardize Kazuya and Mike's happiness, you will regret it.
I really wish you'd give it a rest.
I really do wish you'd stop giving opinions I never asked for. If you actually knew your place, this wouldn't be a problem. But you seem to be suffering from delusions of grandeur of epic proportions. You? With a CEO? Get real!
Whatever. You can say what you like, but I'm not telling you when the wedding is.
Do you think I can't find out for myself? You may be the runt of the litter. You may be the shame of our family. But this is finally your opportunity to do some good in the world. I suggest you take it and try to make up for being such a waste of space by making your adorable little sister happy.
Heidi, pick up. What the heck's going on?
Huh? Kazuya? Explain what? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one behind this. I just know it. To think you deceive your own family. Well, I hope you're happy. We fell for your little trap.
A trap? Allow me to repeat myself. I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me what you're talking about and maybe I'll be able to shed some light on things.
Me and Mike were supposed to be getting married today.
Apart from the bit where you said you were supposed to be marrying my husband, you are correct. The wedding is today. Can't believe you actually went out of your way to find out the details, though. You really will stop at nothing, will you?
Obviously. Digging around the net and local newspapers for details on the venue and schedule is a small price to pay if it means reeling in a big fish like Mike. Or it should have been. I put on my amazing new wedding dress. Then the three of us, me, Mom, and Dad, entered the chapel the wedding was supposed to be being held at. And just as I was getting ready to walk down the aisle, someone started shouting at us. The bride and groom were two completely different people.
What? Wait, what? What the hell did you do?
That's my line. Explain yourself now. And give me Mike back while you're at it. Where are you hiding him?
Just hold on a sec before we discuss that. Where the hell did you go? Did you say you went to a chapel?
Yes, the chapel inside Apple Hotel.
A hotel? Me and Mike got married at a place called Apple Church.
You got married in an actual church?
It's a church overseas. It's in Spain, actually.
Spain? What? You mean you're not even in America anymore?
Mike received almost his entire education overseas across various countries in Europe, from middle school to university, so he has tons of friends outside of America. That's why we decided to get married abroad.
Oh my God.
As far as I know, Apple Hotels and Apple Churches are both subsidiaries of the same parent company. Oh, I get it. You got mixed up with the word apple and ended up crashing some stranger's wedding. Oh my God.
This is not a laughing matter. The bride said one of her relatives is a lawyer, and she wouldn't stop yelling about how I owed her money for ruining her wedding. Not only that, but she says I owe her money for ruining her dress, and money for breaking some stuff inside the chapel. They say I'll be receiving a claim for everything, and if I don't pay up, I'll have to go to court. I never meant for things to turn out this way.
Wow, you did all that?
Please, sis, just help me out this one time.
Me?
I took out a loan to pay for this wedding dress. I have zero money left thanks to you.
I'm speechless.
Mom and Dad are broke too. Please, I'm at my wit's end here. You and Mike are the only ones I can rely on.
Just out of interest, how much was the wedding dress you took out a loan for?
$25,000.
Wow!
I had no choice. I wanted to show Mike that I was worthy of being his wife. He comes from money after all. What did you expect me to do? Show up in a bin bag?
Okay, so why don't you just sell the dress? Granted, you'll have to drop the price a little since it's secondhand, but surely if it's that nice, you'll be able to claw back some of your losses.
It's too late.
Why?
It got damaged beyond repair in the chaos. To be precise, it got ripped to shreds while I was fighting with one of the security guards who had me pinned down on the floor.
Oh my, Cassia. Just what the hell went down in that chapel?
Please, I'm begging you.
Nope.
What?
I'd just like to remind you, my own sister conspired with our parents to try and steal my husband on my wedding day. You disgust me, and I'm embarrassed by the fact that you exist.
Gah!
Anyway, my wedding's about to start. Have a nice life, and good luck with that debt of yours. See ya. I blocked my sister and parents after the wedding. I heard a few days later from a relative who I'm still on good terms with that the three of them received an enormous compensation claim from the bride and groom whose wedding they ruined by going to the wrong chapel. I don't know the exact breakdown of the charges, but I heard that there were some pretty expensive items among the things they broke, including some very old antique furniture of high historical value. The total came to a whopping $65,000. Good luck, that's all I can say. They were told they had to pay it in one lump sum immediately, news that made my mother faint with shock and my sister burst into tears. I heard that my dad quit his job and suddenly escaped in the night. He hasn't been seen since. I mean, wow, really? Those three are just as bad as each other. Anyway, this has of course left my mom and sister with no choice but to work long, grueling hours across several jobs. However, due to neither of them having held down a semi-decent job at any point in their lives, those several jobs mostly consist of adult entertainment venues like strip clubs. What do I think of the ignoble fate of my former family? Well, I won't deny it. Considering they basically joined forces to try and ruin my life, it's a little satisfying. I think they're getting exactly what they deserve.
Good morning, Mother. Can we talk for a sec? It's about the check we send you every month.
Huh? What about it? Don't tell me you're going to be late sending it. I have bills to pay, you know.
Pardon me?
So that's it, huh? You're gonna be late. You're totally useless. I thought we made a deal that you would send me $1,500 a month at the end of each month. I rely on that money. Anything less and I'm out on the street. You don't want that, do you? Or are you okay with your mom being homeless?
Oh no, it's not that.
Then what is it?
I always receive my salary at the end of the month, but from next month, it's been changed to the 5th of every month. Some sort of accounting changes.
Oh, I see. Well...
Anyways, I'll send you $500 at the end of the month. I'll send the rest on the 5th, and I'll add another $200 for all the trouble. Hope that's okay with you.
Wait a minute. You got it all mixed up. What you mean is $1,500 at the end of the month and then another $1,500 on the 5th. That sounds more logical.
Excuse me? If I do that, I'd be sending $3,000 a month. I can't afford that.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's easy. From now on, you can just send me $3,000 a month.
Sorry, but I really can't afford that.
All you have to do is twice the work. Come on, Melanie, you're still young.
Huh? Mom, why can't you ask Brad to pitch in too? After all, he's my big brother. Actually, he should be the one supporting you. I mean, come on, Mom. Brad probably makes way more than me, and plus he lives at home. He should be the one sending you a check every month, not me.
I can't believe you really mean that, Melanie. You really want to burden your big brother? Why can't you help the family out? I really don't recall bringing up such a selfish young woman.
Are you serious?
Your brother has lots of friends, and he has to go out and spend money. Friends are important, you know, if you want to get places. In contrast, you have no friends, so you have nowhere to spend the money. What better way is there than to support the family? Oh, don't be so selfish, Melanie. I'm giving you a chance to do some good with your money. Your brother will build connections and succeed. We all win. Ugh, you're so inconsiderate.
You call sending you a big portion of my salary every month inconsiderate? I don't even live there anymore.
Yes, that's exactly right. Inconsiderate. Just have the check in the mailbox by the end of the month. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Then another check on the 5th for the same amount. You got that?
Sorry, I can't do that.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
Okay, I'm going to give it to you straight. To be absolutely honest with you, I can't be sending a check for $1,500 every month forever.
Pardon me? Are you serious? Have you forgotten that I'm your mother? I gave birth to you and brought you up. Have you forgotten all the sacrifices I made for you?
It's been 10 years since you divorced Dad. And over those 10 years, I've continued to send you a month check for $1,500. Do you even realize how hard that has been for me? Can you even imagine the hardships I went through over the years? Why do you always have to rely on me? Brad's been living there the whole time. Have him pitch. Your favorite son should be the one supporting you, not me.
Excuse me? Brad contributes in his own way.
He split up with his longtime girlfriend Carol and came back to live with you, right? And another thing, you're not working either, right?
How can you talk to me like that, Melanie? I brought you up. You were just a mediocre girl. Not pretty, not smart. But despite your flaws, I brought you up and provided for you. You should be grateful. I'm allowing you to pay me back for providing for you all through your childhood. If you have a modicum of appreciation for how I brought you up, you would just shut up and work and continue sending me a check every month. You got that? Hey, Melanie, pick up. What is this? Just open the mail. The check is only for $500. I told you that the amount must be $1,500. You're missing $1,000. I expect a check as soon as possible. No, have it deposited directly to my bank account.
Like I said, Mom, I can only pay $500 now, and the rest I'll pay on the 5th, plus another $200 for your trouble.
I told you that won't work. I need the money right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. $1,500 today and $1,500 on the 5th. That's what we agreed on. What are you, dense? From here on, I expect a month's stipend of $3,000. You got that?
And I said that was impossible. Are you dense? Why do you keep pushing your agenda, never listening to what I have to say or considering what I'm going through? I have to make a living too. I can't afford to be sending you more than what we agreed on. No more, no less.
Are you serious? Melanie, I'm your mother, for God's sake. I expect $2,500 by the 5th. You got that? If you fail to do so, there are options I can take. I expect that check in the mail on the morning of the 5th. Melanie, Mom here. Pick up. I got the check. What the hell is this? I said I wanted $2,500, not this measly $1,200 check. I warned you about this. I want the rest by the end of the day, you hear me?
Like I said, Mom, I never agreed to send you $3,000 a month. I'm getting sick and tired of this whole charade.
Charade? I'm getting sick and tired of your cheeky attitude. You're the one who broke your promise.
Like I said, Mom, I never agreed to any of this.
I have already thought about the penalty for disobeying me. You do realize that, don't you? I warned you last week about this.
Excuse me? A penalty? What is this, a football game?
I already made the necessary plans. Too late for any regrets. I warned you.
I have no idea what the hell you are talking about, Mom. Also, do you realize that $1,500 is a significant amount for someone like me to send? Way more than any of my friends send their folks. It's more like a couple hundred a month. I'm sorry, but I have no intention of sending any more than I have.
Melanie, I know you're there. Answer me. I'm going to cut ties with you. You are no longer my daughter.
Excuse me? What's this all of a sudden?
This is punishment for not sending the money that I demanded. We had a family meeting last night, and I decided we are going to cut ties with you. We already moved out of the house.
A family meeting? You mean you and Brad? I'm sure you haven't counted Dad, and I'm not in the family, that's for sure. So this family meeting, or simply put, you mean you and Brad.
Ugh, what are you, dense? Of course it's only the two of us. Why would we include you?
Yeah, right. Whatever. So, what is this about you guys moving? Surprised you had the money.
Pardon me?
I mean, you don't exactly have a habit of saving money. I'd be surprised if you had any left by the end of the month. I don't see how you could have moved out.
I don't have to explain everything to you. You're not part of our family anymore. Our moving has nothing to do with you.
Okay, whatever. So, what do you want from me?
If you want to know where we moved, all you have to do is send a check for $3,000 by the 5th of every month. Not the measly $1,500 you've been sending.
Are you still going on about that?
If you agree to that, well, we'll welcome you back to the family and I'll tell you where we moved to. If you don't want to lose your precious family, all you have to do is obey. It's that simple. I'll give you another 3 days to think about it. Think long and hard, Melanie.
Hello, Melanie. This is Carol. How are you?
Carol? Yeah, it's been a while.
Sorry to contact you so late. I hope you weren't getting ready for bed or anything.
No problem, just sitting up watching TV. I heard you broke up with my brother. What's this about?
I don't know how to say this, but I really need your help.
Excuse me? Oh my god, did my brother do something to you? Did he hurt you or something?
Well, actually, it's not just only about Brad, it's about your mother too.
My mother? What are you saying? What happened?
Your mother and Brad suddenly arrived at my apartment with a load of luggage.
Are you serious?
Yes. When I got home from work today, they were both sitting in my living room watching TV and helping themselves to all the food in the fridge. When we split up, he gave the apartment key back, but I guess he went and made a copy.
Are you telling me that they just moved in with you?
Yes, it looks that way.
You have to be kidding me.
I explained that we had already broken off our relationship and, well, we were essentially complete strangers and they couldn't come barging in like they did. But your brother was adamant that we had not broken up as proof he said he has the apartment key. Your mom was also like, I give you permission to marry my son, or something to that effect, and I kept telling her we had already broken up, but she wouldn't listen. She just kept telling me that I would be supporting them from this day on. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was able to grab all my stuff and rush out of there when I got the chance. I made sure I got all my valuables, like bank book, cards, and jewelry and stuff.
If you have nowhere to go, you're welcome to come to my place.
You really don't mind?
Of course not. I know it seems kind of weird for you to be coming to my place, but it's my mom and brother after all that's doing this to you. I'm sure they don't know we're in contact with each other. You can stay here until we can work something out.
Thanks so much. My folks live pretty far away, in another state as a matter of fact, so this is a godsend. Thanks. It'll be for a short time. I hope you don't mind.
So, Melanie, you decided not to send us the check for the amount we agreed on. Okay, that means you are no longer part of this family. But, you know what I'm going to do? I will do you a huge favor. I will give you 3 more days to really think about it. If you don't want to lose your family and find out where we currently live.
Oh, hey Mom. Just in time.
Pardon me? Oh, I see you finally agreed to that $3,000 a month! Finally coming to your senses! Don't want you to lose your precious family. Oh.
So, you're saying that if I don't obey, I'm no longer part of the family, right?
That's right!
Alright then, got it. Then I'm moving too.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Is it true that you and Brad are now living at Carol's place?
How did you know that?
A friend of mine just happened to see you guys going into the apartment and told me about it.
Okay, so you know. Makes no difference.
I'm headed toward our new home right now.
Excuse me? Even if you get here, I'm not letting you in.
I'm not heading over there. I have no intention of moving into Carol's place. Besides, the lease expires on that place in 10 days' time.
Pardon me? 10 days? What are you talking about?
After 10 days, you guys have to move out or you'll be evicted.
What the hell are you saying?
I was able to contact Carol and she told me quite a bit.
Carol? How do you know Carol?
Apparently, after she broke up with Brad, she was already looking for another place to live. So she had already terminated her lease agreement, which ends in 10 days. She said she was just getting her stuff all packed and ready to move when you guys barged in.
You're making all that up! Brad assured me that...
So, why would I even move there? There's only 10 days left before the lease is up.
Melanie, listen.
Oh, yeah. And that apartment you guys were living at. I heard you guys weren't paying the rent for some time now and finally got evicted. You had nowhere else to go but to Carol's, but that didn't turn out so well.
Why do you even know about any of this?
The bill for all your back rent came to me. That's why. I was the guarantor for that place when you first moved there, so I had no choice but to pay it.
Oh yeah? Well, that's the least you could do for your mother.
Oh, and I don't have to send you a month's stipend anymore, right?
Pardon me?
But I thought you said we are no longer family. You cut ties with me. We're strangers now, right? I mean, we're no longer related, but you still want money from me? Are you serious? That makes no sense.
But I was just trying to,
Cutting family ties means, well, I don't have to tell you where I moved to, right? The back rent I paid. I'm going to do you a favor and not charge you for that. Call it a goodbye gift of sorts.
Wait, Melanie, please. Let's talk this through.
The money I sent you every month? I heard you used it to pay back all your debts that you accumulated over the years. And your precious little son, Brad. He apparently did something at the company he was working for and got fired. Apparently had to pay some sort of compensation for damages. You guys were trying to make me pay for that too. That's why you needed $3,000 a month.
I demand that you repay me for bringing you up, for providing for you when you were a kid.
Excuse me?
Okay, I'll be nice. Tell me where you live and I'll allow you to live with us as a family again.
No thanks. Can't do that.
Why not?
Well, for one, we cut family ties.
I'll rescind that. We're a family again.
But you know what, Mom? I'm kind of happy with the situation.
Pardon me?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I have a message from Carol. She said she'll call the police if you don't get out of her apartment by tomorrow.
Police? Why would she do that?
Well, for one, you're trespassing and it's breaking and entering. You guys could go to jail for this. Oh, just arrived at my new place, so gotta go. See ya.
Hold on a second, Melanie. Your brother and I have nowhere to go. What are we supposed to do? We don't even have any money. We have like $100 between the two of us.
That has nothing to do with me. Goodbye, Mom. Or shall I say, ex-mom. Bye. This time, I moved into an apartment which has a robust security system, cameras, alarms, the works. There's even a guard at the entrance. The place is a bit expensive for sure, but I make more than $6,000 a month, so I can cover it, no problem. Paying my mom $1,500 wasn't such a burden, but if they found out what I really make every month, they will definitely come calling for a handout again. So I plan to keep it a secret from them. As for Brad and my mom, I heard they had nowhere to go, so the police eventually showed up and evicted them. Last I heard, they moved into my grandfather's place down in Alabama. My grandpa called me and filled me in on the details. He told me I had nothing more to worry about and that he would take care of the rest, and that was that. My grandpa runs a small farm and he's apparently making them work their butts off. He's always been a tough old geezer. They still have debts to pay, so it will be a while before they can relax and take it easy. What? Are you really getting married? Don't tell me. It's that super ugly girl, isn't it? Yuck! What are you thinking? Ugh, this is so gross. I'm gonna have to take a shower.
Does it really bother you that much I'm getting married?
Yeah?
Why?
I mean, I guess I kinda understand if it's that ugly girl. What was her name? Mindy? But seriously, this is messed up.
What's your problem? You're not making any sense. And besides, stop talking about my fiancé like that. I haven't forgotten how you treated her when I introduced you either, by the way.
What am I supposed to do? Ignore the fact that she's ugly? Don't shoot the messenger.
Mindy is elegant, graceful, a modest dresser, and I love her.
I know love is blind, but I think you need to get your eyes checked. I guess when I think about it, I can't expect you to have more refined tastes like me and my husband. We're college graduates after all. You could say she's actually perfect for a college dropout like you. Just so you know, we're not planning on associating with you after the wedding.
That's probably for the best, I agree.
Huh?
I know all about how awfully you treated Mindy when you were in middle school, so it doesn't surprise me at all that you behaved like this when you found out we were getting married. Not to mention you were always Mom and Dad's favorite. You got all that love and attention to the point that I moved just to get away from the lot of you. I just introduced you guys to her as a formality. And while I was planning to invite you to the wedding, I wouldn't mind never seeing you ever again afterward. I'm glad you feel the same way.
Well, at least you know you're not wanted around here. That saves us a lot of trouble.
Hey, Mindy, I'm really sorry for how my sister treated you today. And my parents, too. They were acting pretty badly until they learned who you were.
It's fine, Steve. You've apologized more than enough, and you even warned me beforehand. But man, when you told me how much your parents spoiled Jessica, you weren't kidding.
Right? By the way, did Jessica really force you to give her your contact info?
Yeah, but it's just my line account, so no big deal.
She said she doesn't want anything to do with us, so you can go ahead and block her if you want.
I thought I'd do that after the wedding. Who knows when we might need to contact them about something. Better safe than sorry. Oh, and I'm very used to Jessica's attitude. We're not in middle school anymore. Nothing she says can hurt me now.
Okay, well, feel free to block her anytime she gets out of line, okay?
Thanks for worrying about me, Steve. But I'll be fine.
Hey, Stink. Oops, I mean Steve. Thanks for the wedding invitation. But we're not coming.
Okay, that's fine.
Fine? That's all you have to say?
Mindy's parents know exactly what kind of a family I was born into, and they obviously know about how you act toward Mindy. So if you say you're not coming, I don't see any reason to try and convince you to change your mind. It's gonna be a pretty small-scale wedding, so really, there's no issue with you not coming.
Whatever. But wait, what's that about a small-scale wedding?
Yeah, we're not inviting that many people, so we figured we didn't need to go overboard.
Oh, really? That gives me a great idea.
Oh, great.
So, me and my husband got married before a judge with no wedding, remember?
Yeah, what of it?
I think we might just have to throw a wedding after all. Oh, and we definitely won't be inviting you or your ugly wife.
Oh no, however will I recover from this? I think I'm gonna cry.
Don't get sarcastic with me.
I never expected you to invite us in the first place. Bye, Jessica.
You really tick me off, you know that? Hey, stupid. Oops, I mean Steve. Did you get our RSVP for your wedding?
Yeah, it came yesterday. You sure you don't want to come? Last chance to change your mind.
Oh, believe me, I'm very sure. Why'd I want to go to your wedding anyway? Where are you hosting it? A homeless shelter? Besides, our wedding will be on the same day.
The same day? Are you serious?
Oh yes, very serious. You can enjoy your crummy wedding with your hot dogs and macaroni and cheese or whatever. Meanwhile, we'll be having a glamorous, luxurious wedding that only college graduates can afford.
Now I'm struggling to understand why you'll be bragging about graduating $100,000 in debt and not being able to get a job until Dad lets you work at his company.
Don't be jealous I use my connections better than you.
All your co-workers say you're the laziest person in the office and keep shoving your work onto everyone else.
They're just jealous I'm more important than them. My dad's a big shot in the company. Anyway, our wedding date is set and there's nothing you can do about it. Don't worry, I'll send you some pictures of the food.
Oh, aren't you generous? Well, I'll put you down as not attending then.
You shouldn't have wasted the money on sending us an invitation.
Also, as your brother, I feel like I should warn you. You might want to rethink what you're doing.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that you have no idea what a precarious position you're in. Pride cometh before the fall, as they say.
You're not making any sense. Hey, what gives? Why aren't you having your wedding?
What?
I came all the way out to the Bloomfield Hotel because I decided to be nice and come to your wedding. Why'd you cancel?
Bloomfield Hotel? What Bloomfield Hotel?
Isn't it obvious? The closest one to your house, you idiot. How did an uneducated loser like you scrape together enough money to have your wedding at such a nice hotel anyway?
Jessica, did you read the address on the invitation?
Did I go to the wrong place?
Yep.
Then where are you?
Hawaii.
What?
What, the Bloomfield Hotel in Hawaii?
Hawaii?
Yeah, the Bloomfield Hotel in Hawaii, just like we put on the invitations.
No way. A loser like you and your ugly wife don't deserve a wedding in Hawaii.
While you're wasting your time studying underwater basket weaving or whatever, I was honing business skills. I'm actually making more than most people my age.
Really?
Wait, what happened to your wedding? Weren't you having it today?
No one came.
Wow, really?
I posted about the wedding on Instagram, but no one came. Not even Mom and Dad came.
I can't say anything for your friends, but Mom, Dad, and the rest of our family are all here in Hawaii at our wedding.
They are? Why? Why would they go to your stupid wedding instead of mine?
Well, if it makes you feel better, they don't seem very comfortable sitting next to Mindy's family.
What's that supposed to mean?
Mindy's grandfather is the current president of the company Dad works for.
Huh? Wait, but that's the company me and my husband work for too. So, Mindy is the granddaughter of our company's president?
Yep,
Why didn't you tell me?
I did tell you.
When?
When I brought Mindy to the house to meet the family.
You did?
While you and your husband were busy calling me an idiot dropout and Mindy an ugly cow, Mom and Dad were pale-faced telling you to knock it off. Didn't you notice? I figured you were just ignoring them. Did you actually not notice?
So, is that why they told us we should hold the wedding on a different day?
They tried to warn you, but you didn't listen.
But I picked that date on purpose. I was trying to ruin your wedding. I can't believe Mom and Dad would pick you over me.
Well, Dad is something of an executive at his company. So it really only makes sense that he would prioritize mine over yours, since he's the father of the groom to the president's granddaughter.
I can't believe this.
Like I said, don't worry, he isn't enjoying this. Mindy's grandpa knows all about how you've treated us since you were classmates.
Wait, so was none of my friends coming to the wedding all a part of Mindy's plan for revenge?
Don't blame Mindy for this. Did you even send any invitations out?
Invitations are such a pain. I just sent DMs out through Instagram to all the people I wanted to invite a few days ago.
Did anyone RSVP?
What are you talking about? I'm their friend. Why wouldn't they come? A couple people said something about having plans, but I told them to cancel those plans and come to my wedding.
Well, that doesn't seem like an effective way to invite people.
Why not?
Do you remember my invitation? It said to contact us to confirm whether you're attending or not, which even you did. Most people assume that if they didn't get a personal invitation, that they weren't invited.
Really?
I mean, what did you think was gonna happen when you just DM people a few days ago about your wedding? That's way too short notice. Didn't your planner give you any advice on invitations? Seems to me you might have grounds for a lawsuit if she okayed that plan of yours. What were you thinking?
Actually, all the wedding venues were booked for today. So I decided to rent out a French restaurant for the wedding. But no one came, so...
Actually, Mindy wanted to talk to you about that.
Mindy? Why?
She'll message you soon. Just wait a minute or two.
Jessica, go back to the restaurant right now.
Huh? Hey, Mindy. You're not messaging to lord it over me that you're the president's daughter, are you?
That's not the issue right now. My cousin is the owner of the restaurant that you booked. He's here at my wedding now.
That snooty guy was your cousin?
He just heard from the manager that the couple who booked the restaurant out today canceled at the last second and ran away without paying the bill. Ring any bells?
No.
Considering the circumstances, I knew right away that it was you, so I thought I'd message you myself to talk some sense into you. If you don't come back to the restaurant right now, they're going to call the police.
The police?
You have until 7:40 p.m. tonight to go back to that restaurant and pay your bill.
That's only 40 minutes from now. I'll never make it in time.
They're not gonna wait for you. You better hurry.
Oh no.
Jessica and her husband barely made it to the restaurant on time, so while they were relieved that the police didn't get involved, their relief turned to dread when they saw the bill for $15,000. They paid the bill with a credit card on the spot, but it seems like they were planning to pay for the dinner with gifts for their wedding. So this will leave them in quite a precarious financial position. She also managed to remove any potential for our parents to bail her out, because they had a huge blow-up over the wedding and our parents cut her off. It turns out that her husband had also not been in contact with his parents for years, so they couldn't turn to them either. The unhappy couple couldn't handle working at the same company as a father who had cut them out of his life, so they both quit their jobs at a short time later. They moved into a tiny apartment downtown, and they're each working multiple jobs to make ends meet. Their neighbors have made several complaints about their shouting matches at all hours of the night, so it looks like they might not even be a couple for much longer.
Violet, do you have a moment?
Hey, Mom. Sure, what did you want to talk about?
Daniel is moving back into his old room.
What? He is?
So you genuinely had no idea that your husband was moving back in with his parents?
I'm on the bus on my way home from work right now. Did he give you a reason why? He didn't tell me anything.
Well, if you're really unaware, I guess there's no point in beating around the bush. I'll tell you myself. He said he wants to divorce you.
Divorce? But why?
Oh, and don't bother trying to contact him. He says he never wants to speak with you again.
What is going on? He's never said anything to me about a divorce. I can't believe he would do this without talking to me first.
I'm just telling you what he told me to tell you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and contact Daniel myself. Daniel, what's this about you wanting a divorce all of a sudden? And why would you up and move back into your parents' house? If you had an issue with their marriage, you should have told me. Is there something wrong? Answer me, Daniel. I know that you're reading this. Don't you have anything to say to me at all? Daniel, answer me right now. Daniel, what is wrong with you? You don't even have the courage to give me the divorce papers yourself? You had your mother bring them to me? She said that you want to finalize the divorce by tomorrow. Daniel, what is going on? You suddenly moved out a month ago, and today I hear, through your mother, that you're willing to leave me the house if I don't ask you why you're divorcing me? We still haven't once had a face-to-face discussion about this. Will you really not even talk to me? Just once? I get that you're serious about the divorce and you're not willing to try and work things out, so I'm not going to put up a fight. But I'm hurt and saddened that you won't tell me why. What on earth was that?
Violet.
I mean, I'm the one who said I wanted a face-to-face conversation, but our divorce is going to be finalized tomorrow. Why are you crawling into my bed in the middle of the night? I could smell alcohol in your breath when you hugged me. Are you drunk right now?
Violet. Please, Violet, I have one last request. The last request I'll ever make to you.
What is it?
I'll never ask you for anything ever again. Please, hear me out.
Hear you out? You spent the last month refusing to speak to me, and now you want me to hear you out? Our divorce is already a done deal. What could you possibly want to tell me now?
It wasn't my idea. I don't want to divorce you.
What are you talking about?
My brother came back home.
Your brother? The one who ran out of the house after a huge fight with your dad 15 years ago and hasn't been heard from since?
Yeah. He somehow found out about my dad dying 3 years ago, when he came back to our house a month ago.
Wait, I think I remember you telling me about him.
My mother was always obsessed with him, giving him anything he wants, and he's a reason for my childhood trauma.
And now he's back at home? Wait, Are you saying you're divorcing me has something to do with your brother?
They took my phone away from me for the last month.
What?
A month ago, my mom told me to come to the house immediately, and that it was an emergency. And when I got there, my brother was there. See, it brought back my trauma. I had a panic attack, and while I was incapacitated, they took my phone.
What about your job?
When my mom called me, she told me that I should bring my work computer along, because she'd need me to be with me for a while, so I did. They've been taking turns watching me to make sure I didn't try to contact you. So, for the last month, I haven't been able to communicate with anyone unless it's for work. And they've locked me in the house.
That's unbelievable. Why are they doing this?
My brother's after the money I make on my freelance projects. When he found out from my mom that I'm married and not living at home anymore, he decided to make me divorce you so he can keep me there and live off my income. And Mom has teamed up with him.
Your mom is a part of this? But you've been paying her $1,500 a month for as long as I've known you. Why is she doing this?
Like I said, she's obsessed with my brother. He's the only one she loves. She only ever saw me as someone she could use to finance her lifestyle after my brother left home. But now he's back. And their plan is to use me like an ATM from now on, so they don't have to work anymore.
Daniel.
Sorry to bother you with such a downer story. I know it's an important time for you at your company, and just being promoted and all. And it's partially my fault for not being able to stand up to my mom and brother for this last month. If you say you want to divorce me, I'll understand, but if it's not too much to ask, then please, Violet, could you give me one more chance?
Can I ask you something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
First, who signed your name on the divorce papers?
Huh?
It looked like your handwriting.
Oh yeah, the divorce papers. I don't have any evidence, so I can't say anything for certain. But I think it was my mom. Her handwriting has always been similar. She could probably fake it easily.
Okay, got it. Next, your childhood trauma is what's kept you from standing up to your brother for the last month, right? If that's true, then I'd like an explanation for how you were able to get out of the house and come see me tonight.
Right. First, my brother bought a bunch of beer and was having a drinking party with my mom. But then all of a sudden, they started forcing me to drink can after can after can. I had no idea what the occasion was, but I was just playing along with them at first. Then when they passed out, I saw my chance to escape from the house, and I took it. When I took back my phone and checked your messages, I saw that you had agreed to the divorce.
Is that why they were celebrating?
Yeah, I think so. They had been monitoring me for a month, so I bet they were pretty excited that their scheme finally paid off. This was the first time I'd heard anything about the divorce, so I hurried as fast as I could to call a taxi and tell you the truth.
Ah, so that explains why you were acting excited and also the alcohol in your breath. I guess they were unaware of how big of a drinker you were. I bet they didn't expect you would outlast them.
Right. My brother left the house when I was still a minor. And I've never really done much drinking around my mom. The only person I ever drank with was my dad. He was my only ally in the family, and he's gone now.
Wow, I see.
Yeah, sorry about startling you like that before. It was the first time I'd seen you in a month, and I kinda got overwhelmed by emotions.
It's all right.
Do you believe me, Violet?
Well, you've told me about how awful your brother was to you a bunch of times over the years, and I can see for myself how your mother's favoritism has affected you. So, considering that, your story does make sense.
Thanks, Violet.
I'm sorry too, Daniel. I knew about your past, but still didn't have enough faith in you to resist the divorce. I lost faith in you once, but I won't do it again.
That means a lot to me, Violet.
Also, by the way, this is all pretty sudden and bizarre, but you should probably lay low for a while.
Really? Why?
I'm coming over to you to tell you the details, but for now, let me just say that we have a lot of work to do tonight.
Okay, gotcha.
Violet, are you there? Where's Daniel?
Good morning, Mom. What's the matter with Daniel?
He's gone! I thought he passed out drunk with us last night.
Did you have a party?
Yes, we did. We were celebrating that you finally agreed to divorce Daniel after a long month of hard work. But I woke up just now and Daniel is gone. All of his things are gone too. Even the computer he brought over here for work. Do you have any idea where he's gone, Violet?
Can't say I do.
You may be divorced, but you were still married for years. You haven't heard anything at all from him?
You know we haven't met for a whole month.
Yes, but regardless.
Why would he come here? He's the one that wanted to divorce me, isn't he? Or maybe he didn't really want to divorce me at all, and he was somehow trapped in your house for the last month. Maybe he came here to tell me the truth about everything. Is that the possibility that has you so nervous?
That's a completely ridiculous story. He hates you so much that he couldn't bear to meet you, and he had me deliver the divorce papers for him.
If that's true, then there's no point in contacting me like this now, is there?
Well, I suppose you have a point. Oh, what am I going to do? Where in the world did Daniel go? Violet! You moved?
Huh?
I just came to the apartment you and Daniel were living in, but a new family was living there.
Oh, right. I was already planning to move for my job at the time, and I guess when I think about it, the divorce came at a pretty convenient time for me. That's all. It's a simple story, really. But this all happened months ago.
Oh, this is terrible.
What's terrible?
I've been searching for Daniel for months, and he just called me the other day saying he's cutting me out of his life.
Wow, he is?
He stopped sending me the usual $1,500 a month. I've had to really tighten my belt now. I guess I have no other choice. That boy is of no use to me anymore. Violet, you can marry my other son.
Excuse me?
This is your responsibility. Daniel was your husband and he's gone and vanished. I'll organize a wedding at the local courthouse for this Friday and you can move in on Saturday. Understand?
Yeah, that's not happening.
You have no right to refuse.
I'm married right now.
You what? You're already remarried?
Sorry. I need to make an important phone call now. I'm gonna have to leave this conversation.
Oh, don't you dare! If you're not going to support this family, who will?
Daniel, I just heard from your mom.
Wait, she contacted you instead of me? Maybe it's because I told her I was cutting her out of my life.
She told me that I have to marry your brother and support them. What a total weirdo.
She did.
As if I would ever agree to that, right?
Yeah, not a chance.
I'll go ahead and cancel the contract for this phone as soon as possible.
Right, I'll do the same for mine.
Are you at the bus station right now?
Yeah.
I'll be getting on my bus soon. I should probably go. I'll call you when I get off.
Awesome. I'll be waiting. Take care.
Thanks, Violet. I'll see you soon.